Okay then, right. What's going on, guys? Brandon Harden here. Hope you're having a great day. Today is the 8th of November and it is a beautiful day in the new apartment. Recently, I've been getting into such a good morning routine in regards to like getting the work that needs to be done. There's a treadmill downstairs, so typically in the morning I'll wake up, go out on the balcony, do some abs. It was hailing last night, so it is absolutely soaked, like the AstroTurf is very wet, so I'll be doing it inside today. And then downstairs there's a treadmill and a sauna and a steam room and all that sick stuff because this apartment complex essentially came with some sick accommodation. So for essentially the next 4 weeks until we go back to the UK on the 5th of December for Christmas, this is going to be a pretty sick routine that we're going to maintain over the course of the next 4 weeks. Now, on the topic of routine, I mentioned in the previous video that because of the move and a couple like life things that like training hasn't been the best, and there was one particular thing that I missed out as a reason why training like wasn't as good as it should have been, and that was massively because of the fact that I had kind of like suffered an injury that I did not talk about to anyone or anything. I didn't really like post about. I maybe like made like one story saying my knee hurt at some point during a workout about 2.5 weeks ago. It was a workout that I was really excited for. I was going to be like mainly focusing on Smith machine squats. During the warm-up, everything was feeling fine. Everything was feeling fantastic. I was feeling warm. There was no pain in like a lower back or my knee. I had previously in like previous years like tried to squat too heavy and my lower left disc felt a certain kind of way, and when doing leg extensions sometimes I don't warm up properly with like some walking lunges. I have a pain in like my lower, like just under my knee. This workout particularly, I was feeling absolutely fantastic. I think I let the confidence get the better of me, and during a specific set, one of my top sets, I kind of just did things a little bit too silly. I went down too fast. I bounced off my ankles a little bit, and during the first rep it felt like my knee joint kind of was like coming away from itself. You go down so far and then eventually you're at that point where you can't go anymore, and then the knee joint essentially wants to sort of come away. That is a small variation of what happened. I did actually record the whole workout, so here is that workout that all this happened at basically. Alright, so today is leg day and I'm feeling some Smith machine squats. I don't know why recently I've just been like really pondering on the idea of just blowing the hell out of my quads with some really juicy Smith machine squats. So that's what we're gonna do, but we're gonna like warm up everything first properly to make sure that we're ready to do that. But we actually just already made a pre-workout. Got a fresh trim today, so I'm feeling like my fade. You know that feeling? I'm sure like girls feel the same way when they get their hair done, their nails done, and their fresh lashes. When a man gets a haircut, it's just all we have. Other than like shaving our balls, that's all we have. We just need to make a little detour before we go in the gym, because I actually brought my belt specifically for leg day and I left it in the car, so we're gonna grab that really quickly. And then probably like we're gonna start off with calves, because I'm literally beginning like every single leg day with calves. Even other body parts I start with calves because we do them 3 times a week. So we're gonna get that done, get the adductors and the abductors all warmed up. We're gonna hit the gluteator and get my cheeks all warm, and then we're gonna do the Smith machine squat. Weirdly, I've not been relying on the use of belts recently. I literally own a lifting equipment company, but sometimes I like forget that I have a belt to use. I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, I have all this equipment, like I'll be training back and I'll be trying to go so heavy that I literally cannot hold the weight that I'm trying to row. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I produce lifting straps. Gotta fucking sort my life out, mate.
Yeah, don't crease them.
I'm trying not to. I just realized my look today is wood. I'm literally dressed like a plank of wood.
Hello, it's been a long time. Can't get you off my tired mind. Shadow, let the tape rewind and finally ease my anxious eyes. Oh no, I think
when I'm doing calves, I don't know why, like my head literally always goes to the same things that I heard. Like when I started lifting, when I was like 16, 17, 18, I was watching like old school videos of Arnold and different people, like, you know, how to build your diamond calves. Not all the BS that's like, you know, spoken about in today's like watered down variation of intelligence. It's like what the classics did to build those physiques. In my mind, it's what always comes to walking in the gym and just doing 30 sets of whatever it is for calves. Just go in and do 30 sets and just absolutely obliterate yourself. Not like training with 3 reps in reserve for optimal recovery. Shut the fuck up, bro. Just do the shit.
I'm drowning. Heaven, can you save me now from these thoughts inside my head? God, you are the devil running through my mind.
I feel like I've opened a can of worms in my mind in terms of like my opinion of the whole like training with reps in reserve. Training, but for recovery in mind, almost more so than the training itself. Like I have never heard of Mr. Olympia. I have never heard a classic physique competitor, like an actual big dude, be like, you know what, I could have done 2 more, but I'm not gonna do it because I wanna recover better. The only people that say that are like the skinny people that can't think of any other ideas to make on social media to like get a viral video or get someone to share their opinion, because they know there's a bunch of people on social media that also have the same shitty, weak ass work ethic, and they're gonna share it to all their boys. I'm saying it, like there's a bunch of people out there that are so like weak-minded and just like, you know what? It makes sense why I never push myself. It makes sense why I'm so weak. It makes sense why I can't find that ability to push myself to failure, because I'm a bitch too. And then we share it, and then we talk, and like everyone's scared of working hard and actually achieving a physique that is that of the greats. Tom Platz, when he's doing squats, he ain't like, I want to leave 2 reps. He's like, I'm going to do 2 more reps than I'm physically able to do. I'm going to bury myself into the ground so I literally can't squat or stand up for a month. And he has like some of the best quads ever in the history of mankind, because he's saving them for later. I do want to preface that like I'm clearly just on one today and have this like big opinion that I'm sharing. And that's the beautiful thing about people and opinions, is that you don't have to agree with my opinion. You don't have to agree with any of it. You can be like, Brandon, you're full of shit. Or Brandon doesn't know anything, or he's so uneducated. I do want to preface the fact that I completely understand if you have like the overall exercise as a goal, right? And you're training with reps in reserve to be able to give everything, like the most amount of volume to a top set. I get that. It's when you like slack off your entire workout and then you sit in the car after the workout and you're like, you know what? I didn't push it that hard, but I trained optimally, so it's fine. That's what I mean. I don't mean like training smart, having specific volume, having specific, like, and it's so different to building muscle and strength. Like, of course, that you have to hit specific numbers to be able to incline your lifts and get stronger. But when it comes to like building muscle tissue, you could go as far to say that over a 10-year period of bodybuilding, you can try 100 different training styles. And the thing that would have built the physique that you have is the fact that you tried everything. Not because it's one thing that worked the most. Years and years and years of the body trying to figure out what you're trying to do, and it can never figure out what you're trying to do, so it's always adapting, it's always growing, it's always changing, it's always trying to survive the madness that you're putting it through. So you got to put it through some pretty crazy shit for it to want to change. Otherwise it's just going to stay the same. You can optimally stay the same all you like, mate.
I can't get on your level. I swear to God I tried. I am not at this man.
So this is actually going to be my first time squatting in a while, which is why I've been thinking about doing Smith machine barbell squats for a while. Sometimes I'm just craving doing some squats, so we're doing that. So as you can see, we are really getting into it. This was a particular day where I was quite opinionated about the whole, like, you know, training with reps in reserve situation. At this point in the workout, I'm all warmed up. I've done 3 plates on the squats and I'm feeling really, really good. Confidence is pretty much through the roof. And obviously at the start of the workout, I said I wanted to send it on Smith machine squats. I had the goal to go up to 5 plates and just see how many reps we can get, because I knew that on 5 plates I could maybe hit like 6 or 8 reps. But on this particular set of 4 plates, the first rep is where it happened. And what you're about to see is like me doing the first rep. You can't really tell what's happened because I'm just like in the moment, and I don't really like think about the pain that was caused by the first rep. And I continue to do more reps and more reps and more reps just to make sure that I had a good set. But that is what I messed up with, and that was what wasn't smart of me to do. I definitely felt it in my shin again. I know. Have you ever seen what a stupid person looks like? This guy right here, not very smart. I literally just injured myself, like for real. Like my knee, the first rep of the 4-plate squats, I don't know if like you could see if there was any hesitation. I haven't watched the rep back, but like as soon as I hit depth, because I went down with it way too fast, like I wasn't controlling it like how I should, and like right underneath my kneecap on my left leg there was like a pop, and I was like, oh my god. It was on the first rep, and I was like, you know what, let's just do like 7 more reps, because I felt like annoyed. I was like, you know what, like I didn't just like load at the bar, put my knee sleeves on, put my belt on, like get the song ready to be able to like do like an unholy amount of reps to do 1 rep. Why did I do that? Like, fuck me. It's like you never learn. Last prep, an amazing doctor called Dr. Khan, he actually was the person, I had like an infected lat from a bad jab that I did, and it was like a cyst, and it was like growing, and it was like pus filled. It was nasty as hell. I had no idea what the hell was going on with it, and I went into his practice. He gave me an ultrasound, he scanned the whole area, recognized the issue, drained it, gave me medication, and literally within like 3 to 4 days, like I was fine. And I literally saw, I think it was about a month ago, maybe 6 weeks ago, Dr. Khan worked specifically with Chris Bumstead on his knee health. I think potentially something with Melissa Bumstead as well. And what's absolutely hilarious / like really not funny is 3 years ago when me and Chris literally trained in this gym. Like we hung out for the week, it was an incredible time. We went snowboarding, hit workouts, like it was such a fun time. But he actually told me, he was like, bro, like you can train like crazy right now, but as soon as you hit 25, 26 years old, because I was 22 at the time, he was like, as soon as you hit your mid-20s, bro, knee pain's gonna come, back pain's gonna come. All I have to say about that is I've never been proven so wrong. Well, not proven wrong, I never said it wouldn't happen. What I was saying about Dr. Khan is I saw him like after he treated me like last year, was super helpful, and then seeing what he did for Chris, I actually saw him like while I was hobbling out the gym, and I was like, bro, like when do you have an opening? And he told me that he's literally fully booked until December, because he literally travels all over the world. He literally goes to Dubai, treats like the royals and stuff, and he was like, bro, come in tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. This is the address. We're gonna scan you, take a look at you, and fix what the hell's going on. So I'm super grateful for this gym. I'm super grateful for Dr. Khan. But as of right now, like walking is a bit of an issue. Yo, this is no joke. So obviously this is where we're at now, 2.5 weeks later. My knee is now finally okay, but when I say I've not been able to train legs for the past 2.5 weeks, like I genuinely mean it. Like I've gone to the gym a few times and I've started off doing some walking lunges, just body weight stuff, some very light reps on leg extension just to try and get some blood in the area, and it has been quite painful. I don't think I experienced anything super severe, because as of right now I feel absolutely fine. Like my body has done a really good job healing itself. Obviously I'm taking a small dose of GH every single day. That's going to massively help aid in all those sort of like, you know, underlying issues, micro tears, random things. It's not going to be a magic trick. It's not just going to be like, you know, the next day I'm fine. You can use peptides for this kind of thing. Like it's a very known thing that obviously when you have micro tears and little things happen within the body, peptides are a very trusted and used source of healing fast. Personally, I've never experimented with peptides before. It might be something in future years that I would like to, you know, experiment with, because obviously I would like to maintain this like sort of more like injury free physique to be able to push further past the point where I believe that my muscles can go. You know, those force reps, those things that I believe really do make a workout an incredible workout. Honestly, it's quite scary to know that like this thing that I absolutely genuinely have such a big passion for, and it has given me the life that I have right now, and I want to continue doing this as long as possible. It is definitely quite worrying to know that like this passion of mine is going to cause some injuries in the future. You know the saying, like everything happens for a reason. There has been so many things that have happened with like the move into this place and the uncertainty of like knowing where I was going to be, and there's things that have been happening with business behind the scenes in regards to moving warehouse, in regards to moving, like, you know, getting rid of the third-party service that I was using for helping develop a few things with Hardbody, things that I've genuinely had to dedicate so many hours towards. And obviously like business is one thing, and that's never got in the way of bodybuilding, that's never got in the way of competing. It's just been an absolute privilege to have a little bit more free time to be able to prioritize a bunch of different things, have conversations with my coach in regards to making an actual justifiable plan for the future of competing, in regards to making sure that we are picking shows that are going to serve the purpose of like making a really good impact in the first, like, you know, pro debut sort of like sequence of shows. Because like I said before, it would have been an absolute shame to do this entire prep and only compete in one show in Austria, and that would have been the end of the season. It would have, like, you would have taken the drugs and done the prep and pushed your body to that limit to only do one show. But obviously next year, starting prep in January and being able to do do like 3 to 4 shows, and I would actually like to say that one of the shows is already locked in, and it is the Toronto Pro Show. There's the Texas Pro, there's the New York Pro, there's all these ones, but the Toronto Pro Show is definitely up there in my books, and I cannot believe the fact that next year that is one of the pro shows that we're going to be doing. It might not be the first, it might be the second or the third show, because that is going to be in June. This year we messed up and did 13 weeks and it was never going to be enough time, but to bring that absolutely like pro level freaking condition, we're going to have to do a little bit longer and pay our dues to a longer prep and make sure that we are exactly where we need to be without any worries of if we're going to get there in time. We actually have legs today for the second time. I have done a leg workout before this, that's obviously why I've made the video, but the plan for the day is we are townhouse shopping. We are now in a position, we've been working with a real estate agent to set ourselves up to basically, when we go back to the UK for Christmas, we're going to be there for 3 weeks, and then I'm flying back to Canada on the 26th of December, obviously to be able to spend New Year's here with Geordie, because Geordie's going to spend Christmas with her mom. She's going to come back to the UK with me, and then she'll fly back to Canada on like the 24th of December to be able to spend Christmas with her mom, and then I can spend it with my family, and then obviously we'll do a Christmas together like before or after, but I'll be back in Canada literally on the 27th regardless. And by that time we should absolutely have a townhouse property of sorts in the, like, you know, ready for us to move into. Like 2024 is going to be absolutely fucking sick. And also, me and Geordie just bought a car. I'm very excited to actually drive it. I test drove it for the first time 2 days ago, and it is absolutely incredible. It's a rocket. It's beautiful. I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm not going to tell you what like brand of car that it is, but you will see it in a future video because we are picking it up on Saturday in the next 4 days. But honestly, like, speaking to you right now, whoever's watching, this is a really exciting like period of life, and I want you to know that like I am genuinely super proud of the position that we're in right now, mentally, physically, on the journey, things that are happening behind the scenes with the brand, things that are happening with like living circumstances, because honestly, for my entire life, I have not known where I'm gonna live. I have not known where I can call home. I've not really understood where I would spend a considerable amount of my life and be able to raise a family, be able to get married, be able to do those things that I have dreamed about doing ever since I was a kid, and I've never known where that was going to be. And that's because of the fact that over the past pretty much like 6 or 7 years, I have traveled a substantial amount, and I've liked a lot of places, and I've made friends in a lot of places, and I've made contacts in a lot of places, but no place more than Canada has really ever felt like home, has never felt like, obviously, you know, when I go home to the UK, that does feel like home, but obviously like that's where I'm from. It doesn't really feel like mine in a way. I believe that, you know, when you leave the nest and you grow up and you experience life, it's your responsibility to find your version of home and your version of life. And like, I absolutely believe that that could be in the UK. I could very easily buy a property in England and just have my car there and just sustain life and all that sort of stuff. But for me, it doesn't feel as adventurous. It doesn't feel as interesting. Like, I've been there pretty much my entire life, but I would really love to experience a chapter of a big portion of my life living in Canada and having a place, having the ability to sustain life here. Like, we've never had our own place here. We've never had a car here. We've never done any of that stuff. It's always been the UK. I genuinely do love being here. So that is the plan. 2024 is going to be absolutely fucking amazing. And I actually wanted to let you know as well, obviously what I'm wearing is part of the season 2 Take Flight drop. And this, amongst all the other things part of Take Flight, is going to be available for pre-order on the 17th of November until the 30th of November, which is also going to be the duration of time, which is going to be the biggest Hardbody Black Friday sale we have ever had. Everything on the site is going to be 10 to 70% off. These are the biggest discounts we've ever done, as well as the opportunity to pre-order the Take Flight drop, which is officially dropping on the 7th of December. So guys, that's going to be for the video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I just wanted to highlight that injuries need to be taken seriously, that I've experienced this myself, and it has been a really big annoyance, of course, but now we're over it. Now we're in a position where we can push ourselves to a position where we need to optimize the next 2 months of this increased calories, increased anabolics growing period, where we are going to be in an even better position to start prep. All good things, everything is going in a good direction, and I can't wait to share the rest of the journey with you guys. So if you enjoyed the video, please drop a like, turn on notifications, subscribe if you haven't already, because it really helps the channel grow. We're on like freaking 923,000 subscribers right now. It's I don't know what's happening, but we're on the way to 1 million, and I couldn't do it without your guys' support. So I will see you in the next video. Peace.